What's up all you lads and ladies? Welcome to another fascinating video in the world of comedy and Reddit. If you liked the video, post your favorite Reddit comment below, and I'll give you a shout out in my next video. Thanks to Stevens in my last video who commented that he loved my meme video. Mr. Stevens, you are most welcome. Good sir. Hope you enjoy this video about the car that JFK was in during his trip in Dallas was cleaned and reused. Today I learned the car JFK was assassinated in was cleaned and repurposed back into rotation and served as the presidential L in my opinion for Johnson, Nixon, Ford and Carter before being retired in 1977. The Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, MI has both the JFK car and the theater seat Lincoln was sitting in, along with a whole crapload of other really interesting stuff, including Thomas Edison's last breath. Okay, but is it really his or is it actually Tesla's last breath? Picturing Edison inhaling Tesla's last breath to take ownership. Fun fact, that car is now in the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. You wouldn't have guessed that was the car he was shot in. Had a roof on it though. Also Rosa Parks' bus that she was arrested on was on display as well. Car has a new body on it. It's not really the original one except the engine and frame. The presidential L in my opinion of Theseus. The Republican Party of Lincoln. If all the parts are eventually replaced, is it really the same car? VIN follows the frame so you can replace every part except that one and it's the same car. This isn't a Theseus problem, because it's clearly defined what component makes up is the identifier of the car. That's not fricked up or anything. Why are we scooping the president's brains out of the back seat? Bean counters say we can't get rid of the car yet. Still has 10 years left to depreciate. Don't worry, they are sending the wolf. Do you see a sign on the White House lawn that says dead president storage? You know what's gonna happen if Lady Bird comes home and sees this? I'm gonna get freaking thrown out of office. No impeachment. No vote by the Senate. I'm gonna get thrown out. And I don't want to get thrown out. Damn Jimmy, this is some real gourmet. Secret Service in my opinion driver. Where should I park this here presidential limo, pal? White House parking garage attendant. Back and to the left. Hold down only button on the remote. Jesus Christ, that's just a straight up intelligent joke. That was 7 years before Carfax was founded. They probably got a decent return for it. A guy shot himself in the head, in the backseat of my car. While I was driving it. It was not a fun cleanup project. How bad a driver are you? He must have hit a bump or something. Frickin' Marvin. It's also cursed. Every single president who rode in that L in my opinion has died except for Carter. Carter still carries the curse. He will die. The curse has spread. Everyone reading this comment will die too. Why did you leave that comment then? Ah man. Go to tell my girlfriend to stay off Reddit today. Can't argue with that, I guess. Carter. It's in the name sheeple. The cars are out to get us. I mean, those cars cost more than my house. Not back then they didn't. They were barely modified Cadillacs. Kennedy is the reason why they have the armored behemoths they use now. I believe they were Lincolns at that point in time. Point is still valid though. Wait, was Kennedy really shot in the head in a Lincoln? Irony. Kennedy was shot in a Lincoln, made by Ford, and Lincoln was shot in Ford's theater. A week before his assassination. Lincoln was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before his assassination, Kennedy was in Marilyn Monroe. Uncanny. That's gross. Marilyn Monroe had been nearly a year dead by October of '63. I've seen it in person in Dearborn, MI. They have it in several other presidential links and carriages at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, MI. Every time I go it's a strange mix of historical importance, reverence for the man who was killed, and being weirded out that it's just right there for everyone to gawk at. The museum is really cool if you're in or near Detroit and have an interest in American history around industry. They also have the bus that Rosa Parks famously refused to move on. The only example of Buckminster Fuller's Dymaxon House, massive early power plants, and a great selection of aircraft and cars. Yes sir, it's clean. I'm just saying if a quarter slips out of your pocket, I won't reach in the cushions for it. One of the few times a taxpayer might question their tax dollars being saved. Rep opposed, what was the original purpose? The L in my opinion spent 11:23 in the Secret Service Washington D.C. garage after being flown from Dallas where it was examined and several bullet fragments recovered. It was then flown to Fort River Rouge plant where it was stripped down to the metal and rebuilt. This included replacing the windshield with the through and through front entry bullet hole next to the rear visor. The bullet hole is clearly seen in the Altgen photos. Several eyewitnesses at Park and Hospital saw the bullet hole at the emergency parking before the Secret Service drove it to a secure location. The windshield was ordered destroyed at River Rouge when it should have been retained as evidence. Rep opposed back TP the same purpose. The limousine never had a proper forensic examination.